Hi everybody, I'm Patricio Clarey, and we're gonna go through this ink illustration now because it's Inktober, so I was doing some pieces. I think that for me this is like sketching, and the most interesting thing is that I'm not thinking very much about what I'm doing. I'm just going through to a character. I'm just creating the first lines, and then I'm just continue creating lines all the time, because I think that in this kind of illustrations with ink, the interesting thing is that it's not a final image, so you can play around, you can just try some things, and basically when you finish the lines that I'm doing right now, it's interesting to paint with ink. When I was doing that, I found really interesting, the fact that if you have whatever it is, a character or characters, I think that to put a very massive part in completely black, it really works. As you can see, the character that's already done. I have the character, I do not have the face yet, and I am just using to put in the shadows in the right places. For example, right there in the armor, we have a very strong shadow in the neck, and the shoulders, and in that big thing that it has in the head, underneath on the bottom. So right now that I have the character, everything is about just to creating cooler and better, and I'm gonna try to do all of that with this kind of ink process, painting with ink. Now you're going to see how I will start to paint the legs. For example, if the two legs are completely black, they're gonna look amazing. And as you can see, everything is about to creating more lines, a little bit of textures, but actually when I'm doing these things, right there, the legs are black, because everything that is in the bottom is more close into the floor, so you have more shadow. And it really works for me. And then you have the character, you just put this kind of little details like the steak or stuff. So right now I decide to put another character, a little one, and I think this is the good thing of when you are drawing freely. I think that when I'm doing these kind of things, I wanted to have some kind of meaning, even if it's a little one, and that's why in order to get that, I was getting back to put glows into these characters. I was involved into the graphic novel world for 7 years, and I love that medium, and I want to get back someday. But right now that I'm really getting focuses on individual illustrations to trying to create a good portfolio. For example, in this image, I have these two guys here, and if you put a globe and they are saying something, whatever it is that they're saying, for me, it's going to be more interesting. Okay, now I'm just trying to figure out how the background is going to look like. Trying some mountains, and in the floor, some really higher contrast, huge lines. As you can see, I continue putting the black in those characters. And what is really great about to find the background is because you need to put those characters, whatever it is that you're doing, in a context. And the background in this case is going to change a little bit, even the direction of the shadow in the characters. So right now I'm just tasting. I think it's necessary to put the black background, because immediately you get the most higher contrast, and you can get the focuses directly into the characters. So, but it wasn't a good idea. I remember I put some kind of a right there. There's mountains, and I'm gonna change it now. Yeah, continue working. I mean, the texture on the floor is good because it gives this kind of feeling of a dirty image, and that you are painting right there. Right there is the definition. As you can see, to put those things in the background, giving to me the opportunity to get focuses in the real shadow. For example, in the right of this big guy, I have more black, and in the little one, as I'm doing right now, it's on his left. So because the lighting is coming out from the middle of the composition, so immediately when you find the background, you find more details. I think a good example and an advice, even if you wanted to use the entire white background, it's good to paint a little bit stuff and then paint it again with white. It's gonna give you just this kind of a little shadows about texture that they always looks cool, like this kind of details. Right now, I'm working in this kind of thing that I was saying. Yeah, the first time I put it wrong, then incorrectly. But the thing is, just really simple. It's nothing, but I think that it gives it a little close to the image. You're watching this, you see this. There's a guy and a boy walking, in a long face, and they're just talking and they're complaining a little bit. So I think it is. Yeah, this is done. It's the final correction, and this is the final illustration. No details, no, but it gives you the idea, and I think that it's great. You can do this really, really fast. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.